Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome to the Black Falcon Shadow Fortress build part 2, which is really like week 33, but I completely demolished the castle, as you may know. And if you watched last week's video, you can see that we started to rebuild. Now, I do believe this new center gate looks so much nicer. It is so much cleaner. I love how big it is. I love the thickness of the walls. It is definitely more outstanding than the last. One of the other cool things I did with this is I did go back in and add lights. It did not have lights before, so I have continued to add them. Even now that we're here on week 2, I'm out of lights. I will be picking up some more this weekend. Hopefully that all works out. I do have an order that is supposed to be hand delivered to me, so hoping that I get those. But since I already have all the castle pieces, there is no reason for me to not go ahead and start building the next section. Now with the main gate, I already built the tower to the left of it, so now it's only time to start going to the right, and I'll go ahead and get into both of those this video. But as you can see, I've been taking stuff apart. The table is a complete mess. I have stuff everywhere. I've been trying to separate things, that way I can just use them easier, and using a lot of these detail pieces and new ideas. I'm also working on the stop motion stuff. I did get some remote shutters in, that way it'll be a lot easier for me to take photos, and it won't be kind of that shaky. I kept hitting the camera when I would press the button to take a picture, and of course it chucked the tripod, so I'm going to get rid of that by using the shutter, and it will continue to grow on from there. So look forward to that. I'm really excited about that. I do have about a quarter of the trailer done already. One of the things I'm waiting on now is just a couple more of the voice things to come back. I've got a couple people doing voices. I've had other people reach out to me. Some of y'all have reached out to me and said that y'all want to be a voice in it, so I'm trying to create everybody a character now. But before I just give them a character, I kind of have to create what they're going to do in the story. I can't just have a bunch of characters with them nothing to do, because then there won't be any voice parts and it'll kind of be boring, right? So I want to get y'all included in that, so I want to make it a little better. I've got a couple ideas and I'm trying to nail down a much larger story to make it grow. That way it'll show more into this. But in last week's video, you've seen that we did name the king, we named the queen, we got Farmer John, and we actually named the entire build, which is called the Black Falcon Shadow Fortress. So the Black Falcon is just kind of the sigil or kind of the faction of who they are, but this is called the Shadow Fortress. Now, one of the reasons I wanted to do that was because I wanted to show some darker and cooler elements done. So I've been working on tons of things to kind of show differences. One of the differences I shown was I took all these Lego lanterns and kind of got rid of them in a lot of places and went with these Brick Warriors torches. Now with these torches, I have put in some blinky Brix lights. Those are going to go in. I do not have everything hooked up perfect yet because, like I said, I'm still waiting on an order, so I don't have any of the effect boards. All I have is just the ability to turn on the lights, but it's been helpful because I've been able to make sure all of it's going to work. But now that I've shown you what I've continued to do to the main gate, let's go ahead and get on to this second build. A big difference in this is the last time the castle was built, everything was on single base plates. This time I'm changing it and putting them on 2 base plates at a time. And the reason behind that is I got some new totes that are a lot deeper, a lot stronger, and a lot tougher. So one of the things I have planned to do is I actually asked this quite a lot. I was asked how in the world I got everything to fit in the boxes. And that is very simple. I literally went to Walmart, I grabbed a base plate, I dropped it in a box and seen how it fit. I went back and grabbed another base plate and I found the best one that you could do side by side, and then I bought I think 15 of them, took them home, and I started building. And as I built, I would continuously put the base plates in there to see how tall it was before I had to quit. And that's kind of how I built the entire modular system of mine. I found out what brick I needed to stop at before I created that second level or the ability to go any higher. And everybody should be doing it this way. I don't think you should build something and then go, oh wait, I've got to transport it. What do I have to do? You need to build it to where it can be easily transported, especially if you're going to go to conventions as much as I do. Now, if you remember, the 2 sections that I'm actually rebuilding now had a crack in the wall in one place and then kind of a huge dent in the wall in the other place from all of the boulders being thrown by the catapults. And of course I wanted to continue that, but I wanted to step it up another notch. I didn't want to leave everything the same. So one of the things I started doing was actually building a massive crack in the wall, showing some panels behind it and kind of what's actually behind the stone. And then I wanted to show a huge breakout of one of the balls actually hitting the side of the castle and knocking a hole in it. Now this does allow me to put a funny scene inside, and that will come. There will be some more detail pieces added to this. I'm still trying to figure out some like smoke use and everything else. I really don't like the way that the Lego does it. I really wish that there was another element to use, and I'm not going to buy a fog machine. There's been so many people that are like, man, you just need to throw a fog machine in there, but I'm not doing it. I feel like that is cheating way too much. I mean, what's next? I might as well just light the set on fire every time somebody comes over and asks about it. That way it can look real. And of course I did continue with that second tower. Now in this tower, one of the things I wanted to show, which I didn't really do do before, and it kind of goes along with the hole in the wall, is I wanted to really show detail. I wanted you to be able to go in and see scenes like unlike before. Before, the castle on the outside of the walls and everything else was just boring, so I am trying to open it up and show more detail, show more fun things on the inside, and of course it can all be used in the stop motion. The stop motion will be used in this room too. It's all going to be usable. Everything I have is going to have something where it can be used with the stop motion. So with that being said, one of the things that I might go back and do is actually build a wall to set in here to kind of pop it out. And what I mean by that is a lot of you have built the Doctor Strange Sanctum Sanctorum where it comes out and you can flip around a plate. I'm basically going to try to create that using slopes and stuff, so this wall actually has a section that looks flawless that I could pull off. Now there will still be all the rubble on the ground, so it might be a little pointless, but I'm just going to do it purely for the stop motion purpose. In this, I also was able to go ahead and get those stairs in, and with those stairs I did want to add more of these torches. Now with these torches and lights, I really do think that it brings it to that next level. I think it really shows that I'm more capable of doing things like this, and really adds that extra feature that just makes it pop. I did want to add more rooms and stuff to the bottom. Like I said, in a castle there's doors, there's stuff. It's not just empty space everywhere, so I did add a little room. Now there is nothing inside of this, there is nothing inside of the other one I built, but I have continued to kind of use all that space to show more detail. And going forward, there will be a lot more of that stuff. There's going to be more doors and everything else. Now on the outside walls, I really doubt there's going to be much in there as far as rooms. I do want to, on the far wall away, kind of create a treasure room, just because of the simple fact the treasure room before was up kind of higher and it was really dumb and it didn't make any sense to how to get to it. So I want to show like a kind of a locked door or a huge treasure room that's all off the side, but I do want to put it towards the back and not so much toward the front. Now that does give me an option to put another cool little scene. I'm thinking that what I'm going to end up doing is when I build that, which will be the next couple sections, I want to continue to kind of work that way to the other side now and worry about the back later. But I'm going to, I think, put a couple guys that are breaking into the wall, that way they can get through, so the actual whole build itself of that wall will have a see-through area to it. I can light that up, and that'll be another one of the things that you can see as you're walking around. And see, stuff like that comes to me just like it does y'all when y'all are building, and it's things I wish I would have done in the first place, but I just think that it's really going to take it to the next level with this build. So as I was filming this, I actually got an order from Brick Warriors in. Now this is all the other torches I was waiting on. I went ahead and jumped on these, and I got some more bow and arrows and stuff like that. So I am going to be changing a lot of the weapons and stuff on my falcons. Now I have continued to order falcons. I've got more of them coming, but this right here is all the stuff that I bought from Brick Fair, or while I was there. All this stuff is like Eclipse Graphics, Brick Warriors, K-Town Brick, Citizen Brick, all that stuff. It's all custom, but I do want all of my stuff to stand out. I don't want it to look like everybody else's castle. And to show you a huge example of that, one of the things I did was I took my Executioner and got rid of him and replaced him with this bad boy. As you can see, I got tons of swords, tons of bow and arrows, a lot of different stuff. I got the jester stuff to create the jesters. I got some witches' hats. I got a little lantern that I'm going to put on the prison cart. Also, I got tons of these potion bottles. One of the rooms that I'm going to be creating is like an alchemy room, and I wanted it to be open so you could see that. I got some pieces and torsos to kind of show some of the not so rich figs in this MOC. These will be for all the peasants and the maidens and stuff like that that really aren't living in the castle. And I also got the main guillotine piece to use so I can build it. Now that is something I thought about before. I had all these scenes set on the inside and no one could see over the walls. You got to think it's on a table. If you're like 5 foot tall or 6 foot tall or whatever, you're barely seeing over with the stanchions and everything else. It's making you stand so far back. So I wanted to show all those scenes and move them outside. So in doing that, one of the things I'm going to do is, while redoing the water, of course, because I'm redoing the mountain, I've redone the water, I'm redoing the castle, everything's getting redone, I'm going to add a place for the castle outside. I'm going to build a jousting area and also kind of like an executioner's block and all that stuff. That way none of it actually has to happen in the castle, and the castle just kind of gets left alone. I'm still trying to figure out a way to set up scenes in there so you can still see some of them, but I wanted these more prominent scenes to be outside. Now if you've made it this far, I really want to thank all of y'all for watching once again. Remember, I could not do this without y'all. So if you like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, comment down below, let me know what you think. Please let me know this was turning out better than it was before. Peace.